3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, August 4th, 2018. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. Bitcoin price down, Litecoin price down, and I want to talk about that. I want to revisit some areas of support that we've been talking about in the previous few days in these videos. Before we do, I do want to highlight this week's featured hater of the week, Tyler Lee, unsubscribing. Your videos are nothing but clickbait, and every prediction you've made so far has been wrong. I'm out. And before I know I'm going to get comments, don't pay attention to the haters. I'm only doing it because it gives good segue into this video. But he's commenting that my predictions are terrible and they're wrong. First of all, I don't make predictions. But second of all, in this part of the clip right now that you see on the screen, I actually just got done saying nobody knows what's going to happen next. I mean, that's opposite of a prediction. That's admitting that I have no idea what's going to happen next. On top of that, here's the segue. You can see me talking about this rectangle area, which is anticipation for that support area, the major support area on the daily chart for Bitcoin. It's that 618 to 786 Fibonacci on the daily. And then secondly, yesterday, here's a screenshot of that video also. You can see I was talking about possible tweezer top reversal, something to be careful and look out for on the weekly chart. Definitely not a bullish pattern. But those are the things I was talking about. Certainly not predictions, but I wanted to bring that up because it does give good context into this video because that's what we're going to talk about. So in yesterday's video, I talked about that tweezer top, and you can see how much we've come down since then. Yesterday's video, I talked about needing to go up and close above, where we were on the weekly candle. By tomorrow midnight, Sunday midnight, when that weekly candle closes. And since then, we've gone down. So certainly, obviously, it hasn't been a very bullish week for Bitcoin. And you can see that illustrated in this weekly candle. But the other thing I want to point out on the weekly is this. Check out the stock RSI where Bitcoin is, right? There it is. So stock RSI on Bitcoin, if I can open this up. So all the way up. I mean, we've had some momentum, and we're definitely not in that overbought area, but we've seen some increase in momentum. Now let's go to the weekly on Litecoin, and let's see where the weekly on Litecoin stock RSI is. Look at this, extremely oversold. I want to point that out because Litecoin, no matter when the next bull run will come, right? No matter when the next uptrend will come, Litecoin is extremely well positioned in terms of breakout mode, right? In terms of going crazy for a second. And that's something to anticipate on the upside. So I wanted to point that out. Technically, even on the MACD, on the weekly, Litecoin, if it can start turning around momentum and we get across in this weekly MACD above this red signal line, I think Litecoin has potential to kind of go crazy for a second, to kind of catch up to Bitcoin in certain ways. And we've talked about that in previous videos. So I guess I want to visit the daily charts mainly. I'm not really going to get into 4 hour today, but just what to look out for right now in terms of Bitcoin and Litecoin. Bitcoin's, it was just under 7,000 and it's been testing that area now. You can see, and I referenced this in yesterday's video, the 50 EMA on the daily chart. It was our first area of support that we wanted to try and see for Bitcoin. We obviously broke right through that. And now we are approaching, right? Here's that 618, that green rectangle that you just saw in those screenshots from yesterday's video, this 618 to 786, that very key area in terms of those Fibonacci pullbacks for Bitcoin. We did a whole video about it yesterday, and it paints really good context into maybe possibly what's happening right now with this pullback. So right now, that area, is around 6,400 to 6,800. So anywhere in that area, in my opinion, this is my opinion, this isn't a prediction, this is kind of what I'm anticipating most strongly, would be a bounce off of that area somewhere. So that can bring us, from where we are now, we could still have, let's see, 10% or so to that $6,300, $6,400 area to go before we get a nice bounce. But wow, Bitcoin will be extremely overextended by that time. And this is amidst, really bullish news yesterday for Bitcoin and basically cryptocurrency in general. So that's really what I'm looking at on the daily. The other thing on the daily I want to point out, if we go 10%, we're going to be even more oversold than we are now on the daily. We're extremely oversold on the daily. So Bitcoin is looking like a possible bounce could be in play soon. I mean, we've had red daily candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in the middle of our 7th red daily candle for Bitcoin. And from those previous highs, you can see we are basically down, 16%. So another 10% would bring us right around 25%. So in context to Litecoin, what does that mean? Well, we did a Litecoin video the other day, and we said, if things get worse from where we are, right, and we break this very crucial area, this very crucial channel for Litecoin, which is right there, it's so clear on the chart, right, that we need to hold support in this area, similar to how we held supports right here. If I can get my brush, right here in this second bottom, right, we held support over and over and over, and then we got to bounce up. Similar thing, we need to hold support over and over and over, especially right now, for a bounce up. Now, I did this video the other day talking about, well, what if we break this area? What could potentially be next? Well, we can revisit the past, we can revisit patterns and clues from historical data. And that is a big one for me personally anyway, is that overextension from the 50 EMA on the daily for Litecoin, right? That overextension up to like around 30% or so. Litecoin maybe gets overextended to that area, but then gets a nice bounce up. So right now, if we do break this current channel that we're in, if we break this current support that Litecoin needs to hold, I can see possible support coming next at around $65. And then obviously, if things get kind of ugly, we could definitely visit $55, but I don't foresee that happening. And just to paint a picture for you, that $65 area from where we are now is right above 10%, right? So we just talked about Bitcoin revisiting that overextended area to the 786, right? From where we are now, around 10%. So for Litecoin on the daily, that 10% is right around $65. And we all know Litecoin kind of moves a little more harshly, a little more aggressively than Bitcoin. So a 12% visit down from where we are now to 65, completely in play. But I can't stress enough. I know I'm talking bearish scenario right now. I can't stress enough how oversold both Bitcoin and Litecoin are on the daily right now. And on top of that, we can see the RSI brought down a little bit over the last, week or so, a little over a week on Litecoin. So a bounce here would very much not be surprising from a technical standpoint. But the question is, will we get that bounce? Time will tell. And Tyler S, but Tyler Lee, I believe his name is. I'm not predicting anything. I'm just anticipating, especially in this video, the downside, looking for support. That's all we're doing right now, looking for supports, and anything under that support, me personally, heavy accumulation zone, because at that point, it's way overextended, it's way oversold, and it's a good buy, in my opinion. That is not financial advice. I can't stress that enough. And those are my thoughts in this video on Bitcoin and Litecoin. Let me know your thoughts below. Are you tracking what I'm tracking? Are you accumulating now? Are you waiting for lower prices? I've seen a lot of comments over the last month, even 2 months. I'm waiting for $50, $55, some say. Well, we're getting close. Will you be accumulating at those levels? I know many, many people probably will be. I appreciate you so much coming over on a Saturday. Thanks for watching the video. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.